Right.
Because what happens is when you have joint accounts is that you will both have a say in what happens with the money that's in that account.
Welcome back to another money discussion. My name is Lindy and this is Tando, and together we're the duo that makes up Skilled Finances. This is definitely the place to be if you want to learn skills about how to manage your money with a focus on couples' finances. If you're new to our channel and if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We're super happy to have you here with us.
One of the best tools to managing money as a couple is joint accounts. Joint accounts are great. They may not be as popular as they used to be, but honestly, they are one of the greatest things you can put in place, especially if you're looking to start working together as a team in managing your finances with your partner. So, today, what we are doing is looking into the 5 reasons why we think that joint accounts are actually good for your relationship and your finances, and ensuring that you guys work together as a team with your money.
Now, we completely understand that having a joint account can be intimidating or a scary thing for someone who's probably used to managing money on their own, or they're just quite private with their finances and they're not ready to share that with someone. We recently had a discussion about why you shouldn't have joint accounts, and that was mainly because we completely understand that they're not for everyone. For some couples, joint accounts are the norm and they actually really work for them. But for some couples, joint accounts don't necessarily work for the sort of way that they have for managing their money, and we get that as well. Now, we're big believers in having a joint account, and we've actually had one since we've been married. And we found that it's really helped us to manage our money well together and to also work together. And we find that it's given us an our money mindset and sort of fostered that in our relationship. So let's dive straight into it. So, what's the first reason why it's good to have a joint account?
The first reason why joint accounts are good is that joint accounts help you to start working together as a team
Right.
with your finances. It almost lays the foundation of how you can start having the money conversation in your relationship in a way that is good, in a way that is going to be great for your relationship, and you're managing
Yeah.
money together. I found that joint accounts are actually a great thing to have in place if you want to start making financial decisions together with your partner.
Right.
Because what happens is when you have joint accounts is that you will both have a say in what happens with the money that's in that account,
Yeah.
or with the way that the account is managed, or something. But it essentially it starts to open the door for you to start having these conversations about, well, how are we paying for this and how are we paying for that? You see the big difference there is the word we. It's not about how, what am I doing, what are you doing? It's
Yeah.
that, how are we doing this thing over here, because this account is now joint. And I find that that's definitely one of the biggest reasons why joint accounts are good for you.
Absolutely. And I guess you're both in the know of what's going on with your money. So let's say if you've got a joint account for your groceries, for example, it means that if I'm going to do the grocery shop, I'm not exactly having to call you and be like, can you just transfer me some money for the groceries? But I've got easy access to it. We both know what's going on. We can both see what's happened in the account and what transactions have happened within the account. So they're great for that because you're on the same page about your money.
The second reason why joint accounts are good for you is because it actually allows you or helps you to start learning about your partner's money habits and money mindset.
Right.
Now, normally speaking, when you get into a relationship, you're going to have differences. You may have similarities in some cases, but there will be some differences along the way. So you may be similar in the sense that maybe both of you like to budget your money, but there may be differences in that the way in which you handle your savings or the way in which you handle
Yeah.
bills and direct debits or anything like that is a little bit different. Or you may be completely different where one person is a spender and the other person is more of a saver. And that is very normal. One of the best things to do is when you have a joint account is that you start to unravel and unpick some of your partner's money habits and money mindset, because you will start to realize that they're making a certain decision in a certain way that's different to what you would have done. Now, this is not a matter of saying who's better or who
Yeah.
has the better idea. It's simply about learning and understanding each other and actually learning about, okay, my partner actually likes to do things this way. And I wouldn't have known that had we not had a joint account.
Absolutely. And talking about money habits, I'm the type of person that likes to have money split into different accounts because if I have money left over, you know what, sometimes I'll definitely use it. I'll do an Amazon shop or whatever.
I know
However,
that.
if, however, if money is in its designated account, then I know, like, actually, this money is for groceries, it's not to be touched. This money is for the bills, it's not to be touched. This money is for that, it shouldn't be touched. So I'm really good at that. Whereas you're fine with having money in one account and just having everything just come out of one account. So that was one of the things that we realized quickly because we had a joint account. We realized that very quickly on the onset.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can imagine that that's the way I manage money is normal to me because that's my way. That's how I've
Yeah.
always been doing it, and it's the same for you. But then when we come together, or when you and your partner come together, there's certain things that are normal to you but are strange to
Yeah.
your partner. And having a joint account is a great way that you can actually start to really learn all these differences and see what ways in which you manage money differently and help you to start working better together. The third reason why joint accounts are good for your relationship and your finances is because they help you to actually start a budget together. A budget is the foundation of
Right.
all things. And when you have a budget, you're essentially managing your money and making a plan for what you are doing with your finances. Now, here's the thing, you may have a joint account that's only going to be for, say, dates or holidays that you're going to go on together.
Right.
Even that alone is a way of budgeting. You might say, okay, we have a joint account for date night. So where are we going for our date nights, and how are we
Mm.
spreading this money to last us for the next month? Which places are we going to be going to? Which restaurants are we going to be
Right.
eating at? Or if you're going to have a holiday account together, which places are we going to be traveling to? Post COVID, of course. But the point is that it allows you to start thinking in a budgeting mentality together. And a budget is simply a plan for your money. So
Yeah.
whether you're planning date night or you're planning your household bills, that's all part of budgeting. And so having a joint account gives you that foundation to do that.
Absolutely, because if you had separate accounts, you wouldn't really need to come together and talk about how to manage your money. So if you had separate accounts and your own money mindset is not a joint, there's no need for you to come and have conversations. So it's another way to build that thing of working together, working as a team. So I'm definitely for joint accounts because of that.
The fourth reason why we think joint accounts are good for your money and your relationship is because having a joint account can actually be a good way to avoid financial abuse.
Right.
Now, according to Wikipedia, financial abuse is when one intimate partner has control over the other partner's access to money,
Right.
which diminishes the victim's capacity to support themselves and forces them to completely depend on their perpetrator, aka partner,
Yeah.
financially. Financial abuse is a real thing, and it's really ugly when it does happen. Now, here's the thing, you trust your partner. Of course,
Yeah.
you will always believe that your partner will have your best intentions at heart. So, if you're in a situation where one partner is managing all the money in the house, and they are taking advantage of their partner and essentially making financial decisions for their personal gain that are in contrary to their partner, but their partner is not aware of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's the danger of, having that blind state even with your finances, of where you have no idea what your partner's doing. So when you have joint accounts, you have that visibility.
Absolutely. And I guess in practice, what it looks like is you've got a partner that's saying, well, I control the money, all the money in the house, including the money that you make as well. Or
Mm.
it's making financial decisions for the both of you without your input. So you're not even aware or you're clueless as to what's happening with your money. And it's probably at times being used in ways that you don't agree with at all, but you're unaware of what's happening. And it could also be your partner signing you up to things that you're unaware of, or using your name to sign up for credit cards, or things that you're absolutely unaware of until you probably get a letter in the post to say that, well, hello, you've signed up to this new thing that you had no clue was being signed up to. So, the good thing with having a joint account is that you actually avoid finding yourself in that position because both of you will be aware of what's going on with that particular account and all the money that's going into it.
The fifth reason why we think joint accounts are good is because joint accounts can enhance your relationship.
Right.
Now, here's the thing, you've heard it said many times before, money is one of the leading causes of divorce and separation amongst couples. Or money is something that can break your
Yeah.
relationship. And that is true to many cases. Now, here's the thing, in my opinion, it's not actually money. There's nothing about having the Queen's face on a £10 note or a president's face on $100 bill that will break my relationship, but it's the way in which we manage money
Yeah.
together, or the way in which we fail to find a way to work together with our finances, that ends up causing tension
Yeah.
and builds up to resentment and builds up to all the other things that then lead to us separating. But when you are having a joint account and you're having a situation where you approach managing money together as a team, that can actually then have a very, very positive influence and impact, not just on your money, but on your overall relationship as well.
Absolutely. I agree with that because I've realized that ever since we adopted this method of having a joint account and working together, it's actually helped us work together in other parts of our relationship as well. And it's also taught us that, you know what, when you're in a relationship, it's very much about listening to each other, communicating with each other, understanding each other, and making adjustments where adjustments need to be made within the relationship. So I'm an advocate for the joint account because it's definitely taught us to work well together, or it's helped us to get used to working well together. And by doing so, we've then applied that to every part of our relationship as well. So I'm for it.
Yeah, because if you think about it, money is a very sensitive
Yeah.
subject. It's something that's so close to our hearts and so close to the way we feel or the way we look after ourselves or the way our lifestyle is. So
Yeah.
money is a big deal to us. And when you find a way or a way to basically merge what you are doing with your partner, and you find a way to build trust, and you find a way to build that unity together with this very emotional thing, it will obviously have a positive impact
Yeah.
on your overall relationship. And that's exactly what we're talking about.
So we hope you found today's discussion super useful. As we said in the beginning, we're advocates of having a joint account because we've seen the positive benefits of it in our relationship, and it's actually enhanced our relationship even further. So don't forget to download our free guide to learn more about how to manage money as a couple. The link is in the description and in the show notes.
If this discussion has been helpful to you, click the like button to let us know that you have found value in it. Now, we'd love to know, do you have joint accounts or not? Where do you stand on this topic? Are you for or against, or you're in the middle and undecided? Now, if you don't have joint accounts yet, before you jump the gun and before you start opening joint accounts, please check out our previous discussion, which is 5 reasons why you shouldn't have joint accounts. We asked some very key questions for you to ask yourself to ensure that you are ready to go about having a joint account with your partner. Thank you for joining us today, and we can't wait to see you soon.